Today has been working on land protection on his own through NGOs with our grandmothers. On the front line, sending a message to all political leaders, all Canadians, people around the globe. We will say, we will not stand by and watch our Mother Earth be abused. We will not stand by and watch our water be abused. It's with my pleasure, because he's got to get going on a flight to talk about our Mother Earth, Clayton Thomas Mueller.
Oh, I just love our MC. Let's get a big round of applause for our incredible MC, Leah Guzan. Hell yeah. She's always rocking and rolling. I'm a big fan. I'm always creeping her Facebook to see all the amazing work she's doing. Hey. First and foremost, Zonge Binesi Nene, Tishnakas, Gnu Totem, Baju, Tansi, Hanin. It's really wonderful to be here today in this sacred Treaty 1 territory. I want to acknowledge, of course, all the First Nations here in this territory, Saugeen, Broken Head, Long Plain, everybody around here. Big shout out to all of you holding it down, protecting the land and the water, standing up, you know, for those original instructions that we have a responsibility to carry and see through. As Leah mentioned, my name is Clayton Thomas Mueller. I'm a Cree man from Pugadawagan First Nation, Treaty 6 territory, just up by the Paw. Really happy to be here. So yeah, any Pucksters out there, you know, big shout out to you. This is my son Felix Peter. He always comes with me to these things. My other son Jackie Gray is up there running around hanging out.
Hi. Swap energies.
Yeah. So as mentioned, I'm a climate campaigner with 350.org, and I just couldn't be happier to feel the energy, to see all of the different community members that have come out today here. Let's get a big round of applause for Manitoba Energy Justice Coalition. Yeah, they did a lot of hard work. Of course, all the partners, you know, we got a lot of folks here from Shoal Lake 40. We got partners here from Grassroots Water Defense, all kinds of different community members that have come out today. You know, big shout out to the Bike Brigade and to the canoe flotilla that came in here to this historic sacred meeting ground here at the Forks. You know, I'm really happy to be here. You know, across the country, there are 24 celebrations, actions taking place as part of a distributed day of national action. Yesterday, we had dozens and dozens of students occupy 7 MP offices, including Tom Montclair, Justin Trudeau, Stephen Harper's offices, and many more, Joe Oliver, you know, all the bad guys that aren't taking concrete action on climate change. Young people confronted them yesterday in their own space to tell them we want concrete action on climate change. We want an economic paradigm here in this country they call Canada that doesn't sacrifice communities at the altar of irresponsible economic policies like what's taking place in northern Alberta and Cree and Dene and Métis people's territory in the tar sands. You know, when we look at the current state of affairs here in this country, when we look at what is being debated by the politicians, we're not debating the root causes of climate change. Climate change isn't the problem, okay? Our problem is the economic paradigm that we're allowing to continue to go on, that says it's okay to run roughshod over the rights of Indigenous peoples, that says it's okay to poison our thousands of rivers, lakes, and streams here in Canada. You know, and this is absolute BS. I ain't gonna say the full word because there's children here, but this is absolute BS. You know, this is just not a good thing. We all have a moral obligation, a sacred duty, you know, especially as Native people. You know, we have our original instructions as told to us through our stories, through our ceremonies. You know, it's Sundance season right now. Many of us are preparing to go over to the other side and to connect with the sacredness of Mother Earth through our ceremonies. Powwow season. Many dancers going out there and connecting with the earth, wearing their moccasins, dancing on the grass. You know, this is a sacred time of celebration and abundance. And so today, you know, on this day of action, this is all about us standing in unity together to send a very clear message out that we are fighting for jobs, clean jobs, you know, jobs that don't require our workers to work in dangerous situations, to fly halfway across the country to go work in another place and destroy somebody else's land and water in places like the tar sands. This is about fighting for the rights of Indigenous peoples. This is about helping society move forward on this process called reconciliation, whatever that means to you. And this is about holding the government of Canada and the provincial government of Manitoba responsible to take concrete action on climate change and to say no to destructive projects like the Energy East pipeline. Yeah! Yeah! And so, for me, the message I guess that I wanted to carry to you today here, being an invited speaker, is that Winnipeg is an important battleground in this fight against the fossil fuel sector. And TransCanada is pulling out every trick in the book to try and divide our people. They've hired our living legends, our living heroes, like Phil Fontaine, who ushered in the apology for the residential school. They hired him to do the consultation on the Energy East project. The oil sector has hired Ovid McCurdy to build a tar sands refinery thousands of miles from Manitoba in the Gitgat territory in Prince Rupert. He sits on the board of Pacific Energy Futures. Former National Chief Sean Atleo is a part of that refinery as well. They're sponsoring all of our artistic institutions, all of our award shows, all of our education bursary programs for First Nations. Big Oil is present, and the reason that they're doing this is to buy the social license to operate as business as usual in our lands and waters. And this is absolutely what they call a red wash. Okay, they're red washing their footprint, just like they're greenwashing their footprint. And we need to be aware of this because Winnipeg is an important battleground. This is big time Indian here. A lot of things happen here. The national power of balance gets tipped here in Manitoba. And there's a lot of, you have a lot of power here to make change, to affect change nationally. And your relatives in northern Alberta who are fighting the tar sands expansion in their homelands, who are dying of cancer, whose food systems, water systems, riparian systems are being poisoned at a massive bioregional level by the oil sector. They need us to step up. They need us to stop these carbon fuses to the world's largest carbon bomb, the tar sands. There's 3 carbon pools on the planet. Australia, the coal seams of Australia, the Aramco tar belt of Venezuela, and the Canadian tar sands. If any one of these carbon pools are developed, it's game over for the climate. And as we see right now with our sun blotted out by the fires in Saskatchewan, which are related to the climate crisis, which are related to the drought situation that we're facing as a result of our destabilizing climate, we know first and foremost that it's our native people that are hit first and hit hardest by the impacts of climate change. And they're doubly hit by the drivers of climate change in terms of the most highest carbon emitting industries like the tar sands and mega mining, which is taking place in Indian country in this Canada. Environmental racism in Canada is very much a red and white thing. And so I challenge all of you to educate yourselves, and for those of you that are educated and active in the movement, like Leah's joking around about Idle No More. Idle No More ain't for all you hardcore activists. That's for the people that have been idling, And it's up to all of us to get together, to reach a hand out, and for people that are, mired in apathy, that are, just stuck in place, and they don't know how to deal with their white privilege, they don't know how to deal with racism, they don't know how to deal with, 150 years of apartheid in Canada, environmental, economic apartheid. We need to reach out to them and help them get up and be a part of this new climate movement that we're launching here today and that we're going to launch big time tomorrow in the streets of Toronto. Okay, Toronto March for Jobs, Justice and Climate's popping off tomorrow at 1 p.m. So be checking that out. For those of you that do social media, tweet that, Instagram that, do whatever you got to do to help us amplify the voices of the frontline community leaders that are going to be speaking there in Toronto tomorrow. Judy De Silva from the Grassroots Water Defense, long-time Indigenous rights activist. She's supposed to speak today. She sends her regards, but I would like to definitely invite all of you on August 3rd and 7th. The Grassroots Water Defense, which is a grassroots organization based in Treaty 3, fighting against the Energy East in defense of our sacred water, comprised mostly of Indigenous women, are going to be doing an Anishinaabe water walk, and it's going to be from Eagle Lake First Nation to Shoal Lake. They're going to walk over a 4 or 5 day period, and we need as many people from Winnipeg as possible to come and join them in this grassroots ceremonial initiative. And they're united for a walk along the proposed Trans-Canada Energy East pipeline route. I'm going to be there with my sons, walking with those sisters in defense of the water. I challenge you all to come and join us, at least for one of the days. You can go to their website and find out more information. Just Google Anishinaabe Water Walk and you'll find all the information you need. There's also a Facebook group as well. If you want to find out more about tomorrow's massive Jobs, Justice and Climate March in Toronto, go to the website jobsjusticeclimate.ca or just search the hashtag under the name Jobs, Justice and Climate. To close off, I wanted to share a little song with you, kind of in a more celebratory note for today's beautiful coming together here at the Fork. So I'm just going to sing a little song and then pass it back to our wonderful